Hello and welcome to another edition of the Lost Line Talks podcast. I'm your host, Jason Berner, once again, and we have co-hosts.
Raphael.
Enjoyed me.
Your boy Ray.
Nice to have you guys aboard. We are here to discuss fake supporters. What is a fake supporter? Angel?
Ooh. Okay, a fake supporter. It's someone who pretends to have your back. You know, someone who pretends to be rooting for you.
Acting.
It's that.
Frauding.
But it's really just like wishing for your downfall. You know?
In my word, yeah, she's right about that too. I completely agree with that. I want to add on,
Okay.
I'll say somebody that don't like fully tell you the truth, because my friends know when they want to start up a clothing brand, whatever like that, I will let them know 100% if whatever they doing is whack. Like, I'm not even trying to be mean to them.
You're just being honest.
Yeah, like, bro,
and not trying to hurt them. You're just being
like, I'm
honest.
thinking about it. If I don't know you, I don't know him, her, whoever, and I'm just walking by and see like your little music, your shirt, your whatever, your shoes, whatever you're trying to make. As somebody I don't know you, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. Like, yo,
100%.
I do not like what you.
Was there ever a time, Raphael, to elaborate off of what he said, was there ever a time, well, first off, how would you react to that? Like, if you experienced that?
I mean, for me, it's like, once you could tell, it's like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, this person obviously is here for their own self-interest, because a fake supporter is here to basically, like, leech off of, like, whatever you got going on. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, you know, like what he said, it's like, they're not going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you
what you want to hear.
Because if you're benefiting, it's going to benefit them.
Correct.
They don't want you at the low. They only want you when you're winning.
Have you ever, now all three of you, have you guys ever not known someone and they asked for your opinion and you knew if you said yes or no, you knew you probably might offend them? Have you ever lied and said the other complete opposite of what they think or maybe expect you to say?
I'm a very honest person, to be honest.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it is. If you ask me for my opinion, I'm gonna find a very nice way to tell you the truth, even if it's something bad. You know?
It's how you go about it.
I just want everyone to win. I want to see people do their best, and if I feel like they're slacking, I'm gonna be like, hey, I feel like this part can be a little bit better. You know, and if it's great, I'm gonna praise you. Like, I'm gonna be like, this is incredible.
That's my same outlook as well.
Yeah.
I don't hate anyone or envy anyone. Because if you're pertaining your attention to them, you're not focused on yourself. You're not focused on what you want to do with whatever it is that you're doing in life. In order to be great at something, whatever it is that you do or that you're great at, you're not going to win or make it or be successful if you're worried about somebody else. I'm just like you. I would be honest. It's just how you go about explaining it or telling them.
Yeah, there's a right way.
Because it might hurt somebody. You know, you may not think, again, I've said this before on podcasts, it may not affect you and you may not think that it's that bad, but it is really how you say things sometimes in now and day and times in this generation. You know, you got to watch what you say and you got to know exactly how to say it.
Right.
So did you ever have a bad experience with telling the truth to somebody?
Like, with the bad experience of telling the truth, I never had it, because I know when to say something. Like, we around a group of people, bro, I'm not going to, like, tell you, like, yo, that, like, what you doing, bro? But I'd rather separate you, bring you to the side, then, like, yo, what's wrong with you? Talk to you about it, like.
Yeah.
I've had a bad experience, and it's more or less with either a relationship or close friends, because, you know, people... The closer you are with a person, you know, there's a level of comfort where it's like you could say something and it hurts different.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, again, not being like a fake supporter where they tell you the opposite. Like, they're not going to tell you that doesn't work.
They tell you what you want to hear.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I done told people and they look at me like, I'm like, yo, I mean, I'm telling you the truth because I care.
Right.
You know, I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm trying to be like, yo, bro, like, or, you know, they, you know, in previous relationships, but I'm like, that doesn't work for you.
I've had a bad experience myself. I don't want to go into too much detail because, again, I'm not that kind of person that airs dirty laundry out or stuff like that of that nature. But it's crazy though that the person should know that you have every right intention. Like even if it's in a relationship, like let's just say a relationship, if your girlfriend or boyfriend asks you a certain question and maybe they have an expectation on it, I think the expectation really ruins how they think about your answer.
Yeah.
And it makes a negative, it leans towards bad. And I guess because they're being over emotional about that thought process. But either way, it's the simple fact that you mean well at the end of the day. But Raphael, did you ever have good experiences? That sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, and it took time and growth because it's like there's people like again when when you grow up with people, friends, a circle, it's like you understand that some people might be a little extra sensitive. So then you got to approach the situation different than you can approach a certain individual. So it's like, I could say to you something that if I say it to her, she'll probably smack me. But I'm just saying it as like, you know what I mean? Like, and then being a supporter, difference from a fake supporter, it's like, I have friends who do music. I'll go to their show genuinely because I fucks with them.
Right.
And I won't even tell them I'm coming. They just tell me the date, I pop up.
Yeah.
You got people who be like, yo, when's your show? Da 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 da. Yo, let me know. Da da da. And they just trying to like clout chase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So would you say that a person opposite of a fake supporter, a real supporter would, it could be a level of different, like siblings. It could be your friend. Would you agree that it's a true friend basically, or a person that really believes in what you're doing? They see it, they believe it. Like, how do you guys see the opposite of basically a believer?
Nah.
Would you say it's more along the lines of a true friend?
Yeah, for sure. Like friends I got now, they like they straight solid. Like they will tell me right from wrong, and that's what I really appreciate too, because I'm able to handle that, like that criticism, like that get back. Like
You have to be willing to.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're able to do the same thing. When I tell them right from wrong, they will understand. They're not gonna go on social media, go to some other friends, talk crazy about my name. Nah, they break like
Right. It's just respect.
yeah,
Right,
respectfully.
there's
Like we
respect
all
there.
respect each other's opinions or whatever. If you have something we can't do it, we're gonna respect that. We're not gonna have no bad blood in between us,
Right.
between little petty things.
Right. And everyone has their own way of supporting. It's not always like asking for advice. Like it's also like you said, showing up to events and like promoting you on social media and just being there to
Like for a quick example, like I have my ex coworker, like he's an MC for a band. We were legit talking about Game of Thrones, right? This is when Game of Thrones is out, and like me and him were texting, and then I wrote him. I was like, "Yo, by the way, I'm loving the show." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I'm here." And then he just got hyped, like, you know what I mean? He was shouting me out throughout the show. People thought I was about to go up and perform. I said, "Nah, I'm just here to support." Because that's how excited he was. Because like literally, we met a few weeks and we work, so we're cool. And I'm like, he's telling me about it, and I'm like, I'm gonna check it out. So I like to just pop up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I can. But again, I'm not the type like someone who's trying to like, oh, yo, when's the like leech off and like trying to like, clout chase, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially I'm not a musician, you know what I mean? Like I can't do any of that stuff. But you got people who like, they want to do stuff like that and they just like, they encourage you, but in a way it benefits them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, you should drop that song, and it's like that song's trash. But it's like,
yo.
So would you say, all three of you? I'm gonna say this. Would you? I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Would you say that being a fake supporter, given with the fact of what you stated, would you say that ego is more involved than someone that's envious when they're like, okay, he's doing better than me, or he made it and I haven't? Would you say that that's more ego than it is? I mean, it's harmful, right? Like, how do you look at those things?
I say it's more envy. If you encourage somebody to do something bad, like, yo, this thing is garbage, like you said, your music trash, and you keep going for it, like he about to crash out. Like, he not gonna make no sales. He about to drop $1,000 on this just to make no sales, waste his bread. You gonna not be there to help him when it happens.
Right. But
last
at
week.
the same time, you know that he's going for it, and even if he fails, even if that person fails, they went for it, and that's what's respectable about it.
But that's where the constructive criticism comes
Yeah.
in. That's when you tell them,
That's what
like,
it
off
should
based
come
off
in.
your own knowledge. That's what
Right.
you're supposed to tell them. Like, you know, that's not what people like. Somebody try to sell me a pair of shoes. I'm like, yo, bro, nobody wears those.
With weirdos, they
like,
whack
bro,
as hell. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
like, I will tell you,
shoes.
like, nobody wear those. I'm not gonna try to be like, yeah, those are fire. You should try to sell them on
Not the-
161. Like, yo,
Right.
you gonna get some bread. Like,
not to try to get off topic, but to elaborate on the shoe analogy, like I've seen shoes, I wear shoes that are like maybe $80, $90 that look better than the ones that are $250.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? So I hear what you're saying with
Those are
that.
fire. Like,
Absolutely.
Mhm.
How about you, Raphael?
I mean, it's it. I would have to say it's envy. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, because someone who's like fake supporting is not like to a degree. Like they want you, like they're using you so they can get to a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
But if they get like if they know you get to a certain point where like they don't like
Yeah.
you can't be around, like that's why it's like the lack of constructive criticism because
Right.
they're not because you get to a point where it's like I can't do this anymore and then it's
Yeah,
like, what I
and
mean?
you
Like,
just give up, but
like
you
the
gotta believe.
or
Yeah.
like they gotta ditch the bandwagon and do something else and it's
Yeah.
like so I mean
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had a feeling? Okay, so one more last thing. I feel like if you're a fake supporter, you are envious, you are egotistical, and maybe not on purpose, and maybe it's just emotions based on it in the heat of the
Right.
moment. But realizing that everybody should support each other. If you're a family, whether you're best friends or you are family, support each other. Don't down each other, because again, that person might lift you up in the end. You never know.
Right.
Anyway, thanks for joining us on another episode of Lost Line Talks podcast. I am here with
Raphael.
Angel.
your boy, Ray.
I'm Jason Berner, the host. Thank you for joining us. Click like and comment and subscribe on this episode. Thank you very much.